In this video, we are going to learn the differences between the various data types. In general, variables can have different scales of measurement. After having watched this video, you are able to distinguish between nominal and ordinal variables. Additionally, you will learn to use metric data, such as interval and ratio variables. Let's get started. The learning goal of this video is to understand the differences between nominal, ordinal and metric variables. First of all, let's take a look at nominal variables. Nominal variables are the simplest form of data. In Latin, nomen means name. Therefore, the main differences between the values of a nominal variable are the names. For example, the values of the variable favorite social media platform could be YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat and so on. The only comparison possible is equal or unequal. YouTube is unequal to Facebook. However, you cannot use any mathematical operation when it comes to nominal variables. Further examples of nominal variables are marital status, political party, nationality, favorite music or religious denomination. The second type of data are ordinal variables. In Latin, ordinare means to order. As the term tells us, the main difference between the values of an ordinal variable is the order. For instance, a questionnaire could contain the question, "How often do you use YouTube?" The values of this variable can be never, sometimes, often. There are two possible comparisons. First, we are able to compare if a value is equal or unequal. Second, we are able to define if a value is greater or less than another value. For example, often is more frequent than sometimes. In general, rankings, grades or agreement are examples of ordinal variables. Attention! The gap between the single values can differ quite dramatically. Therefore, we cannot use addition, subtraction, multiplication or division for ordinal variables. For instance, the gap between the first and the second place can be smaller than the difference between the second and the third. The third and the fourth type of data can be called metric variables. The third type of data can be labeled as interval variables. In general, interval means space in between, and this tells us that for interval variables, the differences between the single values or scores are equal. Interval variables don't have a meaningful zero, so we cannot use multiplication or division. Nevertheless, interval variables enable the following comparisons and operations: equal or unequal, greater or less than, additions and subtractions. Examples of interval variables are temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit or dates. The fourth type of data can be called ratio variables. Ratio variables are measured numerical data. A ratio variable has equal distances between its values and a meaningful zero. Since ratio variables have equal distances and a meaningful zero, it is possible to use all possible comparisons and operations. We are able to compare equal or unequal and greater or lesser than a specific value. Additionally, we can use all mathematical operations, like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Examples of ratio variables are age, income, distance and so on. Let's use the ratio variable age to illustrate the possible comparisons and operations. For instance, 30 is unequal 60, 60 is older than 30, 30 and 30 is 60, 30 times 2 is 60. Summing up, we can say that there are four types of data and variables. In this video we covered nominal, ordinal, interval and ratio variables. In the next tutorials we are going to analyze each type in more detail. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching.